Alright, here's Mega here, and there's the airbox. Alright, it's been cleaned. Alright, it cleaned up pretty well, that's all I'm going to say. Alright, and then, so this is where we're going to install the controller. So let's go take a look at some of the bits that we're going to use to help get this controller installed. So I'm thinking of installing it upside down, alright, with the heatsink facing downward. Alright, and simply because it's easier to get to these terminals. Okay, that's why. We can always just flip it too. So it came with this baggie for the phase wires, all right, and the lugs. All right, these attach to the lugs. They attach your phase wires and the DC wiring. Now I got these from my collection of bolts. All right, there's 4 of them. And we're going to use this to mount to this as a bracket. Okay, so we're going to make brackets that stick up, all right, from the airbox, and it mounts to these holes on the side here. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3. I'm guessing on the other side there's another 3. Okay, there's 3 mounting holes on the side there, and there's another 2 up here. Okay, so it's kind of like for mounting on like a Sauron or something, but we can make it work. Okay, I'm thinking we only need 4 mounts. All right, so we're going to make 4 mounts with this. All right, the problem is if you bend this, it might break. All right, so we're going to try to not bend it too much. All right, I think I have the 90-degree stuff, but I'll see if I can find it. There's a already 90-degree bent thing here. If it doesn't have to be very long, we can use that. Okay, so that's the scoop. All right, that's how we're going to mount it. All right, we're going to use this as a bracket material. All right, it's aluminum. It's a flat aluminum bar, 1/8 thick, and it's 3/4 wide. Okay, and I think that's more than enough to make a bracket. Right, and then there's the airbox. All right, so. I'm not going to get too crazy on it tonight. We're just going to take stuff. I'm going to take stuff off from it that I'm pretty sure we're not going to need. All right, so like we'll take this off. Yeah, well, this is already kind of coming off, so we'll take this off. I'm going to take the snorkel off, and then I'll take this clip out. All right. There's another little box under here. What the hell? What the hell is all this stuff? Yeah, right here. There's like an indentation here. What's that for? There must have been something that was mounted here before. Yeah, because there's a this was those two bolts that I took out that had some kind of bracket on it. It must have held something in there. So okay, but hopefully it'll be okay. Anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna start taking those parts off. All right, and then we'll see what we're working with. For sure, the snorkel has to come off. Okay. The snorkel has to come off. Alright, I don't think we got enough room. So we're going to mount it like this, guys. Okay, upside down. We won't be able to see the cool heat sink. Alright, but that's okay. I don't really care. It's going to be in there. So this has got to go in there somehow. Okay, so we're going to have to hack up quite a bit of stuff. I'm hoping that we can use this. Alright, so I don't have to bend the brackets 90 degrees. We can use it, we can just bolt it straight to here and then have it go straight up into the thing. But we might have to hack into this. So yeah, we're just going to have to keep on trimming it until it fits nicely. Alright, guys? It's kind of be a lot of hard work, okay? Alright. Okay, let's start with the easy one. Okay, we're going to take this little clip off here. I don't think we're going to need it, so okay, pretty easy. You just spread it out, and off it goes. Okay, what the hell? Okay, there's this. I don't think we need that anymore. So I've also made sure my drill press is easily accessible. Right? I took all the stuff that I had lying on it. All right. Because I know we're going to need it. Alright, so next thing is let's take this thing out. This little box thing. How it comes out, I don't know. think we're gonna have to get a screwdriver or something. It's still a little wet too. We can cut it out too if it won't pop out. Oh, there we go. It's almost out. It's just a little lug that's sticking out there. Okay, that's out. I have no idea what that is, man. It's just a box. My guess is something attached to something here, right? But I don't know. This is chopped off for some reason. Okay. I'll make that a little neater. Let's take this out. It's already been cut already, so it's been glued on there too. That's kind of not useful anymore. Okay. Alright, and then for my last trick tonight, I'm going to take the snorkel off. Okay, so how we take the snorkel off, I don't know. So I think I'm going to take this off, but let's take the snorkel off first. It looks like it's just riveted on there. Yeah, let me take a look at this thing. It looks like it's kind of riveted on there. All right, it's got these plastic rivets on it, and if I drill it or something, it might come off. So let me. Oh, never mind. There it goes. I just pulled it back and it broke off. Okay, that was easy. Yeah, it's just kind of riveted on there, man. Don't like the design of that snorkel. Usually they just have like a rubber snorkel sticking out of it. Okay, so you don't drown your engine. Okay, there's a lot. So I think this used to be part of like a bigger unit, but it was cut into already. So I think this is the last thing holding it in. Come on. Okay, it's in there pretty good. The other ones broke off really easy. This one not so much. Wow. Don't want to come out. Okay, well, let's just break it up. We'll cut it out, I guess. Okay, well, if that's all that's holding it in there, we can just snip it. There we go. Okay, so there's that snorkel part is off now. Should be a little nicer now. Yeah, I know. I need to get like a box or something so this thing will stay up. Okay, this is the foam that was on here before. It's already coming apart. It's still really wet too. Okay, there we go. I found the box. This is the box for my carburetor for the KLX, okay? Okay, so let's see what we're working with. That's as far as I want to dismantle for tonight. Alright, that's the easy stuff. So we want it to go like that, alright? And it has to fit inside there. And it has to be lower than this. So it's gonna sit in there something like that, alright? But we're going to have to cut this opening so it'll fit in there. You know what? We might be able to actually use this wall. If I can chop enough of this off, or if I can just chop the whole thing off, maybe I can bolt this over here. All right, see how there's this side part here? I think it's just going to have to sit on top of this too. I'm going to have to look at it again how it was in the subframe. But it can't stick out that much, alright guys? Or maybe we can just go straight up, but it has to go like kind of at an angle too. So one thing's for sure, I think we got to get rid of this battery tray, so we'll probably cut this out. Okay, that'll probably be one of the first things we cut, and then I'll probably cut more of this airbox. So we'll probably cut. All right, so this is the plan, guys. This is the plan. All right, I'm not gonna do it tonight, but what we're gonna do is open this up more. Alright, I'll maybe leave like 1/2 inch on the edge so it's still got some rigidity, I don't even think we really need this part right here, but we'll leave it for now. All right, I'm trying to trim off as little stuff as possible. Okay, guys, and then we'll cut all of this off. Yeah, let's just cut all of this off right here, all the way here. Okay, so we'll cut like maybe ½ an inch off of it, and then we'll see if the thing will fit in there. Also, yeah, there's a lot of ribs on this. Yeah, we might be able to cut that. All right. So I'd also like to use. I'd like to use this little wall here. It's actually bolted onto here. So, see the way this airbox is designed? It's there's these screws here, all right, that hold this half of the airbox together. All right, it's two pieces of airbox, and then it's just screwed together, all right, or bolted together. It's kind of an interesting design. This is like one of the most complex airboxes I've ever seen, guys. Okay, I guess yeah, man, it's kind of complex looking, as I say. So we got to make this opening big enough to get the controller through there. For sure, if we cut this here, I mean, we have to have this part in the back. That's all. All right, this part in the back, and we kind of, I guess we want to leave this because this is what mounts it to the subframe. All right, so I don't want to touch any of the subframe mounting stuff. So here and here are off limits, okay, and this back here is off limits. So that's the 4 bolts that hold it together. So other than that, everything is free game. I can cut everything but the back part of this, all right, because we want this part. Like I said, we need this to protect everything, right? That's a splash shield. All right, so yeah. I'm gonna go put it back in the subframe real quick and then see what I'm working with, and then tomorrow we'll start cutting. Okay, all right. I think that's all the easy stuff that we can do. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's all the easy stuff that we can take off. I can take this off, I guess. We don't need that. That's to hold the door closed. Oh, we can take this out. Yeah, we just take some small stuff out. Okay, we'll take this little pin out. Okay, get this small screwdriver. Just gonna shove it in there. It doesn't go flying. You know these E-clips, man. Oh, okay. I told you it would go flying. All right, that's taken out. Okay, well, I'm sure it'll turn up sometime. Okay, that's off. Let's take this screw off here. Okay, won't be needing that. Okay, we're doing some weight reduction here. Probably don't need this clip too. Okay. Weight reduction. Alright, we probably might not need this. Let's keep it just in case. It's just glued on there too anyway. So there's a lot of stuff with double-sided tape on this, and I'm surprised. Yeah, it smells funny. It smells like air filter oil. Okay, and then we got to find some way to smoothen this. Alright, see how that's all cut up there? I think when they were cutting the airbox, they accidentally cut into this. It's all jaggedy and stuff, man. So, yeah, we'll have to smoothen that out sometime. Okay. Anyway, I think that's I'm gonna call that it for tonight. Hades Mega's gonna put this back in the subframe real quick and see what we're working with. Oh, there's some stuff over here. Still, what's this? Spider web and stuff. It's like a dead spider. There's like a little nook that I missed. Yes, what a strange airbox. I never had I've never had a fuel injected dual sport, guys. So actually, I don't really have any fuel injected bikes. Period, guys. I only really have one or two. All right. Okay. All right, see you guys tomorrow. He's going to do some brainstorming. Okay, I've been kind of messing around with this, and this definitely has to go, right? It's always in the way of everything, okay? I might be able to mount it flat on this, flush on this, and I could round it with the heatsink facing up too. And then, so there's two things we can do. We can have the controller go this way, all right, diagonal, all right, or I can have it just flat, all right, and so that's what I have to figure out. Okay, there's actually not a lot of room to work with. This controller is huge, guys. So, all right, let's take this off. We definitely don't need this. I kind of don't want to mess it up though. It's kind of a nice. I don't know. I might be able to reuse it for something else. But it's just on with double-sided tape. Probably could just use a heat gun to take it off. Let me see. Now, I've already taken half of it off, right? But let's see if the heat gun will get it off. Okay, if we heat it up, it might just come right off. Oh, what did I say? Turned it into butter, man. Cool. I have to get it pretty hot to get it to come up though. Okay, so there's that. Alright, so let's see what we're working with here. Alright, now that that's off, there's a little bit more space in there. So I was thinking we could probably install it like this. And the wires would just go down into the tunnel. This, see? It almost fits perfectly. Look at that. It almost fits perfectly in there. If we can fit it there with the seat, it would be good. But let me see. The airbox actually sits a little higher than that, so like that. And I think so. It's gotta fit. It's gotta be underneath the subframe, guys. It can't be sticking out like that, unfortunately. All right, but that's close. Man, we can almost do that. Oh, the wires. The wires hit this thing. We're gonna have to. So check this out. The wires are hitting. Okay, the wires exit like right here, so that's a no-go. We could probably get away with cutting this. If we chop this off, this whole section here, we can get away with the wires. So yeah, we might be able to do this, and then we could just mount it to the airbox. I can just bolt it to the airbox right here. Or I can get like a C, yeah, some kind of C bracket or something. Something. We could use this to bolt it like here somewhere. So, yeah, Hades Megas brainstorming. It looks like it fits perfectly in there, man. Yeah, dude. I think, I don't know. Alright, anyway, Haze Mega will figure stuff out. Alright, but look at that, man. It sits in there nicely, but it's just, it's too low. It's too high still. Alright, it's got to clear the subframe. It has to be below the subframe because the seat's got to go on there. Yeah. Okay, anyway, Haze Mega will be doing more brainstorming. Alright, hey, Haze Mega here. It's the next day, and we're going to start chopping up this box, guys. Alright, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I should just cut the whole the battery box out. We could do that, but let's start. My first cut is going to be here, alright? So, take a look at this. So, I've marked it with silver marker, what I'm going to cut. Alright, guys. So we're just going to extend this cut right here. all the way here to the edge. Okay, hopefully this box will still be pretty strong. And then we're going to cut right here because this gets in the way of the wires. All right, remember, this gets in the way of the wires right here, trying to go in. Yeah, we might have to cut a good chunk of this off because it doesn't fit in there. All right. So I think we can get away with most of this will come off when we take this grommet out. So we'll take this grommet out, and then I'll get the cutting wheel and cut this sucker, man, or the sawzall. One of the two. Okay, and I think what we're gonna do with this guy is I think I'm gonna cut. I'll probably cut the top. Let's try cutting the top part off. Okay, because the wires come in through here and they go up and they rub on this. I don't like that. All right, it cut the battery wire, so we can try to cut that next. Okay, so we can cut that whenever. Right, let's focus on. I'm going to focus on trying to get the controller in there first, okay? Yeah, okay. So, yeah, there's a lot that we can cut, so start cutting away. But yeah, anyways, later I want to cut this right here. We'll cut this off and cut this off, all right? Because this actually holds this little boot on here, and I kind of want to keep this boot. I may extend this boot too, all right? And this should be like higher. It should be like up there or something. Right, because it's perfect. It goes straight up over where we need to run the wires. Okay, guys, or down there. Okay, so hop to it. I'm gonna start cutting. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna remove this grommet. All right, that should be pretty easy. What I'm gonna do is just kind of press it in. Okay, there we go. Grommet's out. Now it'll be a lot easier to cut, and I got a grommet to use for something else. Okay, so I got a pile. I'm building a pile of stuff that I've cut off over there. We'll see how much we cut off of the airbox. Like, yes, this controller is definitely gonna weigh more than the other one, which has still got to weigh it. Okay, so I'm gonna cut straight here, and then up around this thing here. All right, it looks to be good. Yeah. Okay, I'm not really sure if we're gonna cut this right here. This part right here, so let's start here, and then maybe we can cut that after. All right, like this. I don't know what all this stuff is, man. I wish I had the gas bike so I can see what all this stuff is. Okay, all right. Okay, I got the sawzall here. All right, hopefully I can keep this thing steady though. So I'm gonna start cutting here. Okay. Did we get this part here? Yeah, we did. Can I just bend it and snap it off? Maybe. Let's find out. It's a little harder to cut than I thought, guys. Yeah, I think so. Would be better to cut it. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna cut this off, whatever this is. It just gets in the way of like cutting it, so. And I got a perfect tool for that. I've got a cutting wheel. Now it begins the real surgery, guys. Okay, I'm gonna be able to snap that off now. Okay. Might be good to have. Let me get the cutters. This is harder than I thought, guys. Alright. Man, what a mess this is making. Okay. Cut this off. Yeah, that's kind of a hard cut. There you go. Okay, I got the majority of it off right there. I think we can cut whatever this is. Well, let's just cut what I drew first, and then we'll do the rest later. I can probably cut this a little more. I can probably go in here a little more. So let's do that. Okay, so we'll cut. Well, we've got this here. Yeah, let's just cut. We can just grind it, maybe. Well, it's better to cut this part here because there's a lot of it. So let's go down here. And we'll just cut around like that. Okay. Now you want to keep these screws intact because this is what's holding the airbox together. Okay, I think we did a pretty good job of chopping that section out. All right, we might be able to cut this later. I'm not sure. It does kind of get in the way, and I don't really know what it is. Okay, I think it's just to make it stronger or something. Yeah, we'll figure that out later. Okay. All right, so now I'm gonna go cut this top part here. All right, this part right here. I think I can get this. And I can get this with the cutting wheel. Okay. This is a good candidate for the cutting wheel. It gets pretty brittle after a while. It's super easy to cut with a cutting wheel. Okay, that's kind of all the cutting I wanted to accomplish tonight, but let's see if this will fit. Alright. It's going to go like that. Oh, look at that. So this is going to go in there. Let's go in the box. You can even go outside this on the side of the box. Oh, there we go. That's much better. It's kind of crooked. Yeah, I kind of want it to be farther back. I think. I hate to be scratching this up. The best thing to do would be to put it back in the bike to see if it fits. Alright, but that looks pretty good right there. It's in there now. Okay, it's kind of on this little shelf here. I could probably cut this a little bit. I can cut this along here. If we want to get more space, I can cut this too. So, yeah, there's still a lot more stuff we can cut. That's where we're starting. So. Okay, so the good thing about this, see, I can put a bracket right here and attach it right here. All right, but I'm gonna have to bend it a little bit outward. That looks pretty good. The wires are sticking out, okay, and they can move around and stuff. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. It's like pretty nice in there. It's pretty cozy. Alright, but I think we're going to want to mount it back a little bit more, and we're going to want to mount it downward. Let's see if we can. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, perfect! Look at that. Okay, so I think we want to move it. We want to move it as far back as possible. Let me put it back in the subframe and then see what we're working with. Okay, guys. But yeah, that's pretty good right there. I'm pretty happy with that. And then we're just gonna have to make brackets for it. Yeah, as much as possible, I don't want to cut stuff, right? Probably we can cut these off. These don't really do anything. And also, the wires could go off the side too, behind the plastic. So not everything has to go through that little tunnel. I'm gonna put the airbox back in the subframe and then see what we're working with. That looks pretty good there. So we've taken quite a bit of stuff off already. Alright guys, this is all the stuff that we took off yesterday. This is all the stuff we took off today. Alright, quite a bit. Alright, and there's still a little more, that's my guess. Okay, then we could start making brackets. Okay, that's what we're working with. So I have to say, man, this plastic is super strong. Super strong, but I guess when you get it hot enough, it becomes brittle. Anyway, so let's put the controller on there. I put the 2 bolts back here so this thing doesn't flop forward. So this is going to go in here like this. Alright, just put the wires down there. Okay, we want to try to shoehorn it in there. Like that. Something like that. I kind of want it to be flat. Okay, I don't think this is going to work. It needs to be lower. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this back part needs to be lower for sure. And I think... Why was it in there before? Yeah, I think you had it like that or something. Okay, something like that. Okay, well, this part here is too high, alright? It's gonna hit the seat. It's gotta be below the subframe, and it's above the subframe. So we've got maybe like an inch we need to go, okay? And it'd be nice if we could move it back a little bit too. Also, another thing that we could do, I can cut these ribs, alright? We don't need all these ribs and stuff. There's some ribs in here. We can cut these and flatten it. That'll give us some more space in there. And then maybe we can just drill a hole in this wall here and bolt the controller to the side of this, okay? So we can try that. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna, let me see. Let me see if I need to cut this part sticking out here. Yeah, if we can cut these, if we can shave these ribs down, that would be good. That would give us a little bit, like a 1/4 inch more space. We could tilt it that way a little more. Yeah, we gotta cut it. Alright, so I'm gonna cut this part. Alright. Alright, I think I'm done for tonight, but here's what we're gonna cut next. Okay, so here's what we're gonna cut next. Alright, yeah, that little nub sticking out here, I don't know what it is, we gotta cut that, alright? It's a thick piece of plastic too. So I think we want to... Oh yeah, okay. Okay, we can't cut past this, alright guys, or else we're gonna cut into the thing. Alright, so we're gonna cut this off back here, okay? All that's gotta come off. We can't cut any lower than that or else there'll be a big hole in there. Alright, so we're gonna knock that off. Alright, we might as well knock this, might as well cut this off too. Okay, and then next thing to cut off is going to be right here. Alright, we're going to cut this part right here. So it's going to be like right here. Around here. Around here. Okay, and then alright, so there's a line up there. We're going to go down like this and around here. Alright, we're going to cut that nub off. That whatever it is. Okay, so all of this. Okay, and all that. Alright, so that's what we're going to do in the next video. Okay, in the next video clip. That'll be tomorrow. We'll cut this part off. We can probably cut it and then just try to break it off with the pliers. And then I think, yeah, so we'll cut this part back here, we'll cut this off. Alright, as best as we can. It's like kind of like, looks like let's see from the back. We're going to cut like this up here. Okay, so something like that. Something like that's going to come off. Okay, guys. As much of it as we can. Because it gets in the way. But this gets in the way too, so I don't know, man. Maybe it doesn't fit. Shit. Alright, anyway, I will play with the controller. Yeah, that's the next thing we're going to cut. We're going to cut this part off. And then, yeah. I might want to find a new lid for this. Because we could use the lid. We can just bolt it onto the lid. That would be good. Or, yeah, we can just make a bar that goes across here. And bolt it onto the bar too. So we can do that. I don't know if this is what I'm talking about. So right here, if we need to mount something on the side of this, alright, we can put a plate or a bar, alright, a flat bar across here, and then drill a hole in it, then mount the controller on it, right? But we'll see. It's kind of tricky, man, because it's a weird shape. Alright guys, so here's what I discovered. I put the seat back on. I was like, what if I got a little bit of space on top of the subframe? And sure enough, I do. So the seat is mounted on there right now, alright? All you gotta do is bolt this, and the little tongue thing is sticking under here, alright? So the seat is where it's supposed to be right now. Now it's mounted on the subframe. And guess what? It fits. There's enough room, alright? Because there's a little riser back here. And I guess the plastic goes here and it covers the rest of this, whatever's thing here. So I think we're good, man. The way it is right now. I mean, we still probably should cut it a little bit. I'll still chop this. All right, and we're good. It can stick out a little bit. In fact, we might be able to put it up there flat. Let me try that. Let me put it in there flat. Let's see if it'll fit. Because like you can see, it's sticking out past the frame, and it's still clearing. So there's still room. I can still stick my finger. You see my finger in there? Well, I can stick my finger between the controller and the seat still. All right, so there's still plenty of room. So it's perfect. All right, guys. Yeah, so we're good. We're good on clearance. Woohoo! All right, so let's take this off. Okay, so let me see if we can put this flat, and then maybe we can just put it in there flat. Okay, guys, there it is. It's in there flat. All right. I don't think it'll fit. Let's try. No. Oh, there we go. Oh, no. Okay, the front part is a no-go. Okay, guys, there's no gap in the front, so we have to be below the subframe on the front. So maybe what we could do is just trim this so it goes down a little bit. How far down do we have to go? But anyway, if we do it like this at an angle, it'll work also. Just like that is fine. Watch the seat will go back on. No problem. Yep. Oh no, it's hitting something. Is it? No, it's not. Even if it hit it, it's fine. It'll keep it from moving around too, you know. But I still would like to make a bracket. The front, there's no space, but in the back, there's space, guys. Because the seat, it goes like this, and it goes up like that. All right. So we lucked out. It's actually it's taller in the back, which is good for us. So I don't really have to cut much more. We can install it the way it is. Now we need to make the brackets, sorta, kinda. All right, but I think I'm still gonna cut this off. All right, guys. I think it'll work. The problem is like trying to get all the wires and stuff through there. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so we're gonna cut. I'm gonna cut this. All right. Cut this, and then we're gonna lop this off. Okay, right here. And then we'll might cut this off too. This doesn't really do anything either. So we'll cut this maybe like that. Alright, this is pretty close to that, so I don't want to, it doesn't really make a difference if I cut that. It might make a difference, we'll see. And then I want to cut these ribs off. Alright, so these ribs are going to come off. So I'm going to cut at least this much ribs off, or grind it off. And yeah, so we'll cut this, and this up here, I guess. Okay, in the next video. Alright guys, so I think I'm done for tonight, but pretty good. We're doing pretty good. It fits in there now. So I just want to make it a little more spacious in there and get the controller in a way where we can connect the wires and stuff nicely. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I don't think we can install it upside down anymore too. So, you know what? We might. So we can install it upside down if we have it go in the box. All right. If we have it on top of the box, well, I think it has to go in the box no matter what. Because remember, here it can't. It's going to touch the seat right here. It has to be underneath the subframe here. But from here back, it can be like a half an inch over the subframe or something. All right, so that's okay. And there'll be some ventilation for it, you know. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to cut that. We'll cut this. Maybe cut this. We'll see. And then cut these ribs off. Yeah, all of these ribs. We'll cut them all off. We'll try to make it flat. It might be better to split the airbox to do that too, man. Or I'll just we'll just get a grinder and just grind them off. It's gonna be a huge freaking mess. Alright, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next clip.